Ask Yuri. You've got a health and fitness question? I've got an answer. Came here. Welcome to another episode of Ask Yuri. Today, I'm answering a question from one of my Facebook followers, Todd Roy Miller, I believe the name is. Is that right? Yeah. And he's asking, Yuri, what is the difference between, or what are my thoughts on the paleo versus vegetarian/vegan diets? It's a very, very good question. Okay, so first of all, let me lay the foundation here by saying that there is really no one single diet that's going to work for everyone. You have to experiment on yourself and try different things out to see what's going to work for you and what's going to be most sustainable for you in this world you live in. Okay, so and we're all in a different journey. Okay, so for instance, for myself, about 7 years ago, being 100% raw was where I was at. That's exactly what I needed. It was amazing. I felt awesome. I did that for quite some time. And then I started to transition away from being 100% raw to just being healthy and incorporating more raw vegan foods into my diet. So now, today, as of this recording, I try to eat as many plant-based foods as I possibly can throughout the day. And often at night I'll have, I might have a piece of fish, I might have a tiny, tiny piece of steak because I don't really enjoy eating red meat that much. It's just, I don't feel that great when I'm eating heavy amounts of meat. Personally, I feel the best when I'm eating more plant-based foods. Maybe that's why I'm wearing a green t-shirt today. I don't know. But that might be different for you. Okay, you need to investigate what's going to work for you. If eating meat every single day is the way to go, then that's kind of the paleo approach, which is essentially, paleo, if you don't know, is just pretty much meat and vegetables, which is very healthy in and of itself. However, remember that meat is very acidic, acid-forming, and inflammatory inside the body, so you need to balance that out with a lot of anti-inflammatory foods and predominantly green vegetables. So if you're having steak, you better be having a lot of greens alongside that steak. Now, is a vegan diet the way to go for everyone? Absolutely not. There's a lot of considerations to think about here. First of all, most vegans, I know a lot of vegans who literally survive on breads, pastas, and cereals. Sure, they're vegans, but they're really not getting a wholesome, broad array of vitamins and minerals and nutrients in general. So you really need to consider the quality of the foods that you're eating. If you're vegan, are you getting enough protein? If so, where are you getting your protein from? Do you even know which foods contain the highest amounts of protein from the plant kingdom? I'll just give you a couple of them. Hemp seeds, almonds, and spirulina are three of the highest food sources in general, not just in the plant kingdom, with respect to protein. If you're not eating if you're not eating those foods, or if there's other foods that you're not incorporating that are very high in protein, then you could be missing out on the protein that your body needs. Now, having said that, on the paleo side, you don't really need as much protein as we've been led to believe. Here's the thing. The research shows that for 99% of the population, we need 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body mass. For me, I'm about 165 pounds, so that works out to be about 60 grams of protein per day. That is very easily achieved by having a steak for dinner and a smoothie for breakfast. That's pretty much as simple as it needs to be. So adding on, meat 3 times a day, protein powders, eggs, all that stuff is overkill. So you really need to be informed about this kind of stuff. And once you're informed, you're able to make a better decision once you kind of add your personal experience with the foods and the information that makes the most sense for you. So just getting back to your question here, what are my thoughts on the paleo diet versus vegan vegetarian diet? I personally believe that moving towards more of a plant-based diet, and this is not only my personal belief, but it's been supported by, countless amounts of research. Moving towards more of a plant-based diet is the healthiest way to go for weight loss, for disease prevention, for lifelong vitality. That doesn't mean you have to be 100% vegan, okay? So what that does mean is that the cultures, people around the world who eat more fruits and vegetables are generally healthier. Look at Okinawa, look at the Mediterranean diet. Generally, these people are eating high amounts of natural whole foods. Now, there are also lots of cultures around the world where this is still happening in addition to eating locally grown, good, whole-fed cattle, meat, poultry, whatever. So having meats, whether it's through a paleo or just adding it in occasionally, can be fine as well, assuming the quality of that meat or animal product is very, very high. Organic, grass-fed, free-run, very, very important considerations. Okay, so if you are eating paleo, again, you want to make sure those things are in place. You also want to make sure that you're balancing out the acid and inflammatory properties of meat in general, or dairy, or eggs, with the alkaline forming properties, or the alkaline minerals that are found in vegetables specifically. Okay, so hopefully that makes some sense for you. Again, if we're just kind of summing things up here, you need to experiment on yourself. I know that if I have meat 7 days a week, I will be constipated, no problem. Okay. However, if I remove meat out of my diet for a couple of days and I really focus on high fiber foods and the foods that resonate well with my body, I become regular again and I'm passing normal stool. For me, that works. I feel most energetic when I'm eating raw plant-based foods, but I understand that that doesn't work for everyone. So try it out, see what works for you, take elements of either approach that work for you, and that's it. You don't have to be paleo or raw or vegan. You don't have to use these labels, okay? Just eat healthy, right? More fruits and vegetables, add in occasional pieces of meat here and there if you need to, eggs, whatever's going to work for you, that is the most important thing. So hopefully that's helped you out. If you need to really understand this topic of why meat or high amounts of protein is not necessarily the best for you and what you can do to counteract that, the truth about protein, how fruits and vegetables can interact with your body, where you can get all your protein from, whether you're on a plant-based or on a paleo diet, and all that great stuff, I'd highly encourage you to check out our Super Nutrition Academy. It's the only online nutrition course that's going to help you understand and really master your health and nutrition and the complexity of it in just 1 hour per week. So instead of bouncing around the web for hours searching for these answers, with just one 1 hour lesson per week, you can get to the bottom of this and really finally understand what all of this means to you, and from an evidence-based, science-based perspective. Okay, so check it out at supernutritionacademy.com. You'll love it. And until the next video, thanks again for your question, and we'll see you then.